everyone, happy National Fairy Day. Woo! So I wanted to celebrate National Fairy Day the best way I know how to celebrate it, which is making something, and I thought, why not remake my fairy crowns and just kind of show the versatility that you can work with them. And I unfortunately didn't get my second one finished in time, so it'll have to have its own separate video. But this one is my Peonies at Dusk fairy crown, and it has some metal filigrees, some very shiny sparkly rhinestones, of course peonies along with lavender and a small purple accent flower, and then some nice chain accents as well, just to give it a little more oomph. And then I also added, these little like floral balls that are just, I added them because I feel like texture really can make or break a crown, and I wanted this to have nice texture, and it matched the color of the chains just so perfectly. So I hope you'll celebrate today with me by watching this video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. So let's get started. So I'm starting with my round wicker wreath base, which you get from the dollar store. At least I got mine from the dollar store, so it's nice and affordable. And I've chosen 3 of my like flower shaped metal filigrees to put on there, and just play with the design how you want it to go. And basically I just glue in the base of them with hot glue. Once the hot glue dries, or while it's drying, it's time to get your flowers that you'll be using. So I went with 3 types of flowers. This is the small purple ones, lavender and peonies. I showed daisies here, but I actually decided against the daisies later on because they're just too big. And the proper way to dehead fake flowers is just very easy. You just slide them right off and pop, there they go. If you want, you might want to also do some greenery, but again, I didn't really use any because I found my small flowers had enough greenery on them. And I was going with a real purpley blue like look. And literally almost any fake flower just slides right off. Like, I was a little worried about the lavender, but it was perfect. And as you can tell, the lavender and the small purple flowers have a little bit of greenery already. So I'm going to add my little rhinestones first. And this really is just like one of those design aspects that you would have to choose yourself, but it really gave the crown a nice sparkly texture, which I liked. In fact, the main thing to remember if you're doing all this extra stuff to your fairy crown and not just putting flowers on is you want to do all the extra stuff first. Flowers last, or else you can make a big mess, or you may find that you cover up somewhere that you wanted to be showing. So I just find this the easiest way to do it first. So I did my filigrees, my rhinestones, and then my chains. So I got it on my mannequin head, and I've already kind of tested what the placement of the chains will be. There's the first one in the front, which would be also a great opportunity if you wanted a chain in the front with like a little bauble hanging from it, or maybe a gemstone or something, and then it would like hang down over your forehead. That would be really pretty. I just didn't really want to do that with this fairy crown because I felt like it would be too much.
And here it is with all the chains glued on. So I'm finally ready for my flowers, and I'm going to start with what I call the covering flowers, which I always do small flowers first just to kind of cover the wicker part. So I'm going to start with the smallest purple flowers, and I don't have a whole lot of them, so I'm focusing them mostly around the front of the crown. I'll then go around and fill in some more of the crown with lavender. So there I have the purple, and now I'm filling in with lavender. And yeah, your big flower is going to kind of cover it up a little bit, but what's nice is this gives a vine type texture to your crown, and it covers up that kind of boring wicker base without having to just layer a ton of the big flowers on. And I just think it gives a really nice garden look. I mean, would you want all of the same flowers? I mean, I understand if you're doing a very specific theme. The next crown I will be working on will only be using one type of flower, but it's a bit of a special circumstance, and I had so much fun doing both crowns, so I can't wait to show you the next one. Another thing to remember is, make sure that you have some of your flowers kind of poking off the top and the bottom. I don't mean like right in front of your face, obviously that would be annoying, but like kind of framing your face, framing your hairline. That way it doesn't just look like everything's sticking upward. I just think randomness is sometimes kind of the best way to go with these things, because it is a fairy crown, and you don't want everything to be like totally symmetrical. And now I'm just popping my peonies on. As always, try and kind of eyeball where you think it would look good before gluing it. Since I have like 3 colors of peonies, I also try to make sure that I didn't put 2 of the same color right next to each other. Sometimes it's hard, like I have a lot of the maroon peonies and not as many white ones, but I just tried to do my best not to get it all like purple, 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 white, 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 maroon, maroon. It'll just look better to the eye. I also am sorry, I didn't realize I was off camera when I was gluing the big flowers. Oh dear. See, here's where I was like trying to see if I wanted the daisies, and I hated them. What's nice about making flower crowns this way is they're so like cheap. I think, like, I know I own some of the supplies like the filigree and the chain already, but other than that, everything else was bought for the project, and it was only $7.50, which is pretty cool in my opinion, because sometimes crafting is fun, but it can get expensive, and it's nice when you can make crafts on a budget. What's kind of cool about these wreaths too at the dollar stores, they're not in a perfect circle, they're sort of in an oval shape already, and they fit your head pretty well, which is why I like it. And I am not personally good with wire. Like, it's very meticulous stuff, and I just like it does wire. My hands don't get along very well, so it's a great like way of doing a fairy crown without having to be super dexterous, and great with wire. I know a lot of people are like, oh, hot glue, it's not a good medium. You know what? For this project, it is a fantastic medium to glue everything. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could do E6000 glue. That would be the only other recommendation I'd have for glue, but I mean, like, I find that these fairy crowns hold up really, really well. Like, I've dropped this one already like 3 times because I'm clumsy and nothing came off it, so it's just, you know, it's the typical thing. Don't burn yourself when using your hot glue gun. And once you have everything glued and it's pretty much cooled down, you'll have to go through and kind of get rid of what I call the glue spider webs that hot glue makes. So I think total flowers I used, well, I only used half of my lavender. I used the full one of the small purple flowers, and then I used 2 peony sets. So that's pretty good. That's very few flowers, and it came out so nice and full. So as I mentioned before, I found these great little like floral wicker balls. I don't even really know what they're supposed to be used for, but I thought they were so cute. So I just, same place, I got it from the dollar store, so it's like a package for a 4, and just kind of looked where I wanted them, where they seemed to fit really nice, and just hot glued them in. And I just like it because I think it just adds a little more to it. And then here's the final looks. So I know this wasn't like a super long video, but I just wanted to do something kind of fun, and I wanted to do something I knew I'd enjoy.